This is your basic DCS P-51D Mustang in the Caucasus Map on a training mission to learn how to start the engine, which I've already done. I went through it several times. Repetition works. And I'm just basically getting seat time in the bird. I can't believe how good this sim looks from Eagle Dynamics. It rocks. I mean, I woke up the Merlin. Got my trim set. Flaps up. Fuel booster on. Fuel on. Not much in the back tank. Maybe half a gallon. On the left main. Temperature is a little bit cold still. Yeah. Oil pressure's a little high. That'll warm up as we get to taxi. The pilot's head moves as I look around in my Pimax VR headset. It tracks what I'm looking at. Pretty darn amazing. And I love the way the sound differentiates by where you're listening from. And it's different in the cockpit. All kinds of levels you can set. Letting the bird warm up a little bit before we blast off. I'm a dweeb, so I'm just basically working on just seat time in the bird, getting familiar with how it works. On my controls, I have a wind wing fighter stick, and it shakes the controls by the engine vibration of firing the guns and when you get near stall. And I have a butt kicker pro. And that basically shakes my seat rig for all the above. The only thing missing is the smell. And I could dip a rag in aviation fuel and have it sit out in front of the monitor, I guess. Wife would probably kill me. I was lucky enough to spend some time in Crazy Horse with Lee Lauterbach at CFI about a little over 30 years ago when I was learning how to be a pilot way back when. We flew over the Naval Weapons Training Center out of Florida. Best day with a machine on the planet. ever. Worth every penny. Spent an hour doing all the stuff that I dreamed of doing. At the end of the flight, he asked me how many hours I had basically on my license. And I got to use a line from Aliens, the second lieutenant. Simulator? I've got about 3,500 hours online in airware and catch my flying Mustang. The actual hours, including this one, I had 18 hours in a real airplane as a pilot. I soloed at 7.5 hours in Cessna 172. But dancing in the clouds with the Mustang, oh baby. Tough to beat. This is the next best thing. I couldn't pass a flight physical these days. 90% service disability from the Air Force. This gets me out of bed. Lets me fly. Down at the bottom there, you can see the indicators of heat. It's dropped at full pressure setting. You gotta dance on the rudder. Dance on the rudder. Super speed. Roll and follow. Baby. that sounds so good. And we'll work on a little bit of Cubanate. My bad.